what to expect when you're planning gastric sleeve surgery. Did you think I was going to say when you're expecting? Not possible. Things I did not know would happen prior to having the surgery. So, of course, they talk about the discomfort immediately after the surgery, the discomfort and or pain and or throwing up that can occur if you attempt to overeat, all of that stuff. They talk about the mental and psychological aspects of it. My surgeon and his team, they did a very good job at preparing me for the obvious things. But there are things that are not discussed that you should know if you're planning to have gastric bypass surgery or gastric sleeve, as I did. You are gassy all the time. Like, all the time. Like, all the time. The minute you drink a sip of water, the minute you bite something, immediately you are gassy. So you will just spend the rest of your life burping. If you chew gum, you will burp for hours after that. So just, be prepared to say excuse me a lot. I burp all day now. It's just a thing. Along with that, I also make random noises after eating. It's just like this gurgling noise. I'm not quite sure where it's coming from. It almost sounds like it's coming from my esophagus, but I don't know. Like, it's not coming from my stomach. I don't know. But it happens a lot. I'm very self-conscious about it, so I usually will just prepare people if they're nearby when I'm eating. Let's see, what else? Overeating. I mean, obviously, the whole point of having this surgery is to prevent you from overeating and to improve your relationship with food. I am only 3 months post-op. Like, I just hit 3 months post-op. So I am still learning my body. Or learning my new stomach. So typically, I can eat around a half cup of food. If it's liquid or like soup or soft foods, I can usually do like a full half cup. If it's something more solid, like if I make myself a sandwich, or I should say, like, if there's carbs involved, like if I do pasta or rice, because my surgeon did not restrict those things. They're just, it's not even that they're not encouraged. You just have to be mindful. Like, it shouldn't be the primary portion of your diet. But, like, for dinner, like, I might have, like, chicken over pasta. So I'm still getting my protein, but, like, I get to have it in a way that I enjoy it. So if it's something that's a little more heavy, then I usually go for, like, 1/3 cup, like a overly filled 1/3 cup. But the problem I have is I will prepare it, like, going into that, like, okay, this is pasta or rice, so let me do 1/3 cup of this food because it's a little bit heavier. And in my mind, it's like, it's 1/3 cup. It's not that much food. And so I will get down to the last bite and I will eat it. And then I will be miserable. Because it was one bite too many. And that's where I'm still struggling, is because you eat slow. Like, you're supposed to eat slow, which is something that I have always done, eat slow. But when you're only eating like a handful of food, it's easy to just like finish it rather quickly, because I ate slow when I was eating like 4 times the amount of food that I'm eating now. So it's like, even a half cup of food doesn't take that long to eat. So I will typically just like eat it. And so just as I'm getting to that last bite, like, my stomach is like, okay, we're full now. And it's miserable. Like, there are times, and I know that sometimes it's that I didn't chew it enough too, but sometimes I get this feeling like it's lodged in my esophagus, and it's not a choking feeling. It's not like I can't breathe or anything, but it literally feels like it's in there, and it's killing me, just like killing me. I have gotten on all fours and crawled around the floor, like just trying to like do anything to dislodge that feeling. And then with that comes the nausea. You're trying to like make yourself throw up. So it happens a lot less frequently now. Like when I was first transitioning from soft foods to solid foods, that it happened at almost every meal. Like I would take 2 bites of anything and get that feeling. So now it's more rare. So typically what I have learned is I will eat, even though I have portioned my food out accordingly, like half cup or 1/3 cup or somewhere in between. I eat half of it and then I wait. And then I will like eat a little bit more and then wait. So that it's not like all just sitting there like a weight in my stomach. And also I am still working really, really hard to remember to chew more because it's really hard, like sitting there masticating your food into its like the consistency of baby food. It's just but yeah, so like in your preparation, the way that it was made to sound to me, and perhaps it was just that I didn't understand it properly, was if you overeat, you will immediately become ill. And as much as I hate throwing up, I'm like, at least that's like quick and it's over. No. No. It's not. I haven't thrown up once. Not once. But I have felt violently ill a few times. Like I said, lying on the floor, crawling on the floor, begging for death, hugging the porcelain, wishing I could just throw up. So it's not that simple. It's not just like, your food hits your stomach and immediately your stomach's like, boop, nope. Like it's... It's like, we're just going to push it a little bit up and make you miserable as a reminder to stop doing this. Yeah, so gassy, like relearning your eating habits. All things that I was not fully prepared for. As much as they tried to prepare me, I was not fully prepared for it. Also, the mind meld screw up. I don't curse, so I'm trying to think of a different word. The part of your brain that is telling you like you have so little food in this bowl or on this plate, because I have like little bowls and I use like saucer plates now to just kind of help me with the what do you call it? A more amount portion, with the portioning. So it's like your mind, because I've been fat most of my life, it's like, you're a punk. Like, why are you not finishing this one thing that was on your plate? Like this morning, I had on my plate 2 cheese sticks and then half of a biscuit. Like I had a biscuit with a meal that I got a couple of days ago, and I ate half of it yesterday, and then I was going to have the other half this morning. So the cheese was more like the protein, and the biscuit was more just like for pleasure. But I ate half the biscuit and I was done. Like I couldn't eat the cheese, so then I had to like wait an hour and then eat the cheese because I do have to get my protein in. But it's like in my mind, it's like, how can you not eat two cheese sticks? But it was like, even after just eating half that biscuit, I was like, I probably shouldn't have finished that. So the psychological part, it's more, I would say, like a self-sabotage, almost like your brain is trying to get you to screw things up because it's telling you that you should eat more or you should be able to eat more. But then your body is like violently telling you that your brain is wrong. So it's like this constant battle that I am still negotiating. But yeah, so I'm down. I see the doctor this week, but the last time I was at the doctor, I was down 47 pounds. So we'll see. I haven't really started exercising yet. I probably could be down more. But that's my 2023 goal, is to start exercising. It's cold. I live in New York, so it's cold. So I am going to start with like some YouTube stuff, some like 15-minute hit videos like I did in the past. So hopefully that will accelerate the weight loss. But so far so good. But if you're considering gastric surgery, and from the support group that I attend, that's required by my surgeon, there are people that have had the bypass and the sleeve, and they've complained about the same things. So I'm only speaking from my experience. I had the gastric sleeve, but I have been told by others who had the gastric bypass that they have similar issues. Oh, and the hair loss has started. They they do warn you about that. I would show you my hair, but it looks really bad right now. I have really thick hair, so I will be okay. But your body is getting less nutrients than it used to. Your stomach is, very small. But your body is still very big, so you're not eating as many nutrients as your current size body may require. So they tell you to expect some hair loss. Like your nails may get brittle. You may have like dental issues, but that's why I take supplements. So I've been very dedicated to taking my supplements. I do pretty well about keeping my diet protein and fiber heavy. So I don't think the hair loss will be that bad, but I did notice when I washed my hair last week, when I was combing through it, like a lot more hair came out than usual, and my hair's not that long. So I think that process has begun. They said to expect it around month 3, and I hit month 3 last Tuesday, which was like, yeah, I washed my hair Monday, so I think it was like right on schedule. Which they do warn you about that, so don't worry about that one. But like being warned about something and actually experiencing it are two different things. So anyway, that is my 3-month summary of my experience with weight loss surgery. I have no regrets. I feel so much better. I have so much more energy. The psychological part has been extremely difficult, so that's probably the main part where I sometimes regret my decision. But it's just because I've always dealt with my problems with food, and I can't do that anymore, like physically can't do that anymore. So that's been difficult, but like health-wise, I have no regrets. I no longer have hypertension. I no longer have pre-diabetes. My clothes are like super loose. I actually have a pair of pants that I had to stop wearing, or that I decided I need to stop wearing this week, because I wore them to work and they kept falling down, and I don't like belts. So yeah, so more energy, new wardrobe may be in order soon, but that's a good thing. Feeling better in general. Yeah, so no regrets. We'll see what happens in the months to come. Have a good night.